Hey everyone. So, I thought I would just bang out a quick ASMR video before bed. I produced a couple yesterday, and I was thinking of doing one today, but when I got home, I didn't find the time until now. So, this is just gonna be fast and off the cuff, but it's still something I wanted to share with you all. I'm just going to recite one of my favorite poems, which is The Second Coming by William Butler Yeats, who was an Irish poet who was active at the beginning of the 20th century. And he had some esoteric, mystical, religious, and political beliefs, which is really what The Second Coming is about. It's a really famous poem with a lot of evocative, different imagery in it. It's been quoted and referenced in so much famous literature. If you've ever heard the phrase "things fall apart," that's a book by Chinua Achebe, the Nigerian author. That actually comes from The Second Coming. There's a lot of other famous phrases, mere anarchy, and things like that. But what it's really about, the imagery is really dense and kind of confusing. But Yeats believed that time was cyclical in some ways, not necessarily in a Hindu or Buddhist conception of reincarnation and restarting the universe or kalpas or anything like that, but he believed that time formed what he termed gyres, which was a spiraling pattern of events that lasted about 2,000 years to a gyre. That it started with a stability in the center, going in very small circles, and this is spiral grew because that's what gyre means. It's a term for spiral. Things started to spin out of control, and from invariance and order, there became variance and chaos, and what he termed to be mere anarchy. And at the end of this cycle, when everything's in flux, things could turn out well or they could turn out badly, because there was so much potential for change that anyone could harness. And well, I don't want to spoil the poem, but he was not especially optimistic, and the images in the poem relate to a lot of things. The Bible, especially the New Testament, the birth of Jesus, the life of Jesus Christ, and the revelation to John of Patmos, the last book of the Bible. And it's really something you should hear in order to appreciate it. And I haven't memorized, so I'm going to recite it for you now. Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Surely some revelation is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. The second coming. Hardly are these words out, when a vast image out of Spiritus Mundi troubles my sight. Somewhere, in the sand of the desert, a shape with lion body and the head of a man, a gaze blank and pitiless as the sun, is moving its slow thighs, while all about it real shadows of the indignant desert birds. The darkest drops again, but now I know that 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle. And what rough beast, its hour come round at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born? Now, if anyone likes this reading, I think I might do an ASMR video where I do a soft-spoken version of a more in-depth analysis of this poem, or about Yeats in general. So, as always, please let me know if you enjoyed any part of this. I really want any feedback I can get, since I'm so new at this. And I hope I was able to give you a couple of tingles. Alright. Thanks so much for listening. Good night.